The questions placed regarding Base Hospital Number 1 have indicated that only the most serious cases could be taken care of, and inferred that perhaps the Americans were not taking care of other cases. What was the relative size of Base Hospital Number 2 and of Number 1?
Number 1 would be larger, sir. But to clarify that question, I think it should not be understood that those in the jungle and not in the actual buildings were not being taken care of. They were all being taken care of, but only the very serious that required quick attention were on the inside around where the offices and laboratories and pharmacy was and doctors, so that they could be reached quickly instead of having to go out into the jungle to get them. Also, there were lights in the hospital and none in the jungle.
Another inference may have been drawn that we had no further medical supplies or food. The fact that we were on short rations did not infer that there were still no more in our supply depot, did it?
It did not. There was 1/2 ration of food left for everyone on Bataan.
One other question. Statements have been made by witnesses that our prisoners at O'Donnell were instructed they were not to be treated as prisoners of war, but as captives.
Have you
any knowledge of that?
That is correct, sir.
Do you know exactly what the Japanese inferred by that statement?
They, I don't know what they inferred. That we would not be treated as prisoners of war. Now, the construction that they placed upon captives and prisoners of war, I don't know, other than that if we were prisoners of war, presumably they would observe the League conventions.
Major Tisdell, you were all the time with General King from the time of surrender up to the time you left O'Donnell?
No, sir. General King, the other general officers, and full colonels were moved from Camp O'Donnell to the Philippine Medical Cadre Camp at Tarlac on the 10th of May, 1942.
During the time you were with General King, do you know whether General King was subjected to any ill treatment or maltreatment?
To the best of my knowledge, he was not.
Major Tisdell, can you tell me whether United States forces were directed to lay down their arms and cease resistance by order from General King's headquarters?
Yes, sir.
What time was that order issued?
I don't know, sir.
Major Tisdell, you have stated that during the period just before the 24th, 25th December 1941, your station was Manila. What duty you were on then?
At that time, I was working in the artillery section of USAFI headquarters, and my functions were to drive about in connection with coordinating the induction of Philippine Army personnel into artillery units then being formed.
As late as the 20th of December?
No, sir, as late as the 14th of December.
Around the 20th of December, were you fairly frequently in USAFI headquarters?
Yes, sir.
Around the 24th or 25th, did you hear anything about Manila going to be declared an open city?
Yes, sir.
Were you there at the time it was so declared?
Yes, sir.
Do you know what method was used to transmit that information to the opposing forces?
I don't know. I heard radio. And also the Manila Tribune and other newspapers carried headlines to that effect at the time.
That's the only method you know of?
Yes, sir.
You have testified that when General King took command of the camp, that conditions improved somewhat at O'Donnell. That is when he took charge from the standpoint of being senior American officer.
I didn't mean to give that impression, sir. Conditions did not improve.
The camp throughout did not improve.
Did not improve. The general made recommendations, but the conditions didn't improve.
Conditions remained about the same.
Yes, sir.
All right.